Is they trying to make it seem like Shedeur Sanders is really not him. As you guys can see, this was a rollout play right here. Shedeur Sanders, broke the man ankles. We're going to run that back one more time so you guys can clearly see Shedeur Sanders in action. Rolls out, They try to say that Shedeur Sanders cannot move outside the pocket, and as you guys can see, he clearly knows who's the better quarterback of all these four quarterbacks. Let's keep it a buck. As you guys can see, Kenny Pickett, play action pass right here. He throws a pick six. No surprise any bit for those that follow football, man, that has any kind of knowledge of these quarterbacks. That is no surprise right there.
Breaking news from Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders is on fire. The young QB is tearing through every defense he faces, leaving defenders in the dust with his exceptional movement and flawless footwork. His ability to make plays with both his arm and legs is next level as he threads perfect passes while on the run. It's clear Shedeur Sanders is making a serious case as the front-running QB in the league. Meanwhile, on the other side, Kenny Pickett is struggling to find his rhythm. Misplaced throws and an interception have left many questioning his consistency. As the game unfolds, offensive coordinator Tommy Rees can't help but watch in awe from the sideline. Shedeur Sanders isn't just playing, he's taking full advantage of every rep he's been given. His precision, his vision, and his ability to make plays on the fly have left everyone around him in disbelief. Whether it's with his arm or his legs, Shedeur is showing why all eyes are firmly on him. With every throw and every run, he's proving that he's more than just a rising star. He's making a statement. Tommy Rees and likely every NFL scout in the stadium can see it. Shedeur Sanders is a QB you don't want to miss. In a showdown with Dillon Gabriel, the competition was expected to be tight, but the comparison quickly became unfair. While Gabriel flashed moments of skill, Shedeur Sanders was operating on a whole other level. It wasn't just about throwing the ball, it was about timing, precision, and reading the defense. Shedeur was threading passes into free pockets at the perfect moments, making the most of every 11-on-11 rep. On the other hand, Dillon Gabriel struggled with consistency. His throws, though quick, were often too rushed, leading to misfires and passes that didn't give his receivers a chance to settle. At times, the ball spilled out of their hands as the timing just wasn't there. You can see it for yourself. Shedeur Sanders' operation of the offense is far superior to Dillon Gabriel's. His command, his decision-making, and his ability to hit every mark consistently make him stand out in a way Dillon just hasn't been able to match. Now, it's in the hands of Cleveland's team authorities to make the call on who will secure the starting spot. But to us, the decision has always been clear. Shedeur Sanders is the future, and he's already proven he's ready for it. Shedeur Sanders wasn't just throwing perfect passes, he was leaving defenders in the dust. His ability to make defenders miss and break ankles became a highlight of the day. Take a look at this play. Shedeur rolled to his right, eyes downfield, when the defender closed in, thinking he had him cornered. But Shedeur wasn't having it. With a slight tilt of his body, he made the defender bite on the wrong angle, completely losing him in the process. In one fluid motion, he skipped past the oncoming pressure, leaving another defender in his wake. It was a move that had the defense looking lost, unsure of where he'd gone.
Is they trying to make it seem like Shedeur Sanders is really not him. As you guys can see, this was a rollout play right here. Shedeur Sanders, broke the man ankles. We're going to run that back one more time so you guys can clearly see Shedeur Sanders in action. Rolls out, They try to say that Shedeur Sanders cannot move outside the pocket, and as you guys can see, he clearly...
Despite all the proof of Shedeur Sanders' brilliance on the field, there are still those trying to downplay his abilities, trying to make him look directionless in competition with other quarterbacks. Mary Kay Cabot, for instance, shared a video of Dillon Gabriel making a throw to an entirely open receiver with little to no defense in the way. Cabot even went as far as calling it the best throw of the day. But let's be real here. When you watch that throw, it's clear what actually happened. Dillon Gabriel launched a ball that had so much airtime it looked more like a punt than a pass. The receiver had to wait for the ball to come down, and the only thing that made that play successful was the complete lack of defense. There was no pressure, no coverage, just an open target. It's almost laughable to call that the throw of the day when you compare it to what Shedeur has been doing, making precise, on-the-money passes under real pressure, with defenders closing in and the clock ticking.
Let's get some. Play fake two.
In the 11-on-11 session, every throw Shedeur Sanders made was calculated. It wasn't about taking shots downfield for the sake of it. He was methodical, reading the defense, making split-second decisions, and executing with surgical precision. Whether he was stepping up in the pocket or rolling out, his ability to go through progressions with ease was on full display. What stood out the most, though, was his poise under pressure. Shedeur wasn't rattled by the defense closing in, and he wasn't forcing throws into tight windows. He was playing with a level of maturity that far exceeded his years. Then came the play that had everyone buzzing. The pocket started to collapse around Shedeur Sanders, but instead of panicking, he stayed calm, unfazed by the impending pressure. With a subtle shuffle of his feet, he expertly sidestepped the oncoming rush, reset his base, and without a second thought, he launched an absolute missile down the sideline. The ball soared through the air, a perfect spiral, and landed right into the hands of his receiver, who was running full speed down the sideline. The throw was timed to perfection, placed exactly where it needed to be, hitting his receiver in stride, as if they had been running this route together for years. There was no hesitation, no forced heave. It was pure technique, flawless timing, and exceptional touch. When the next throw came, it honestly topped the last. Shedeur Sanders found himself in a vulnerable position. Defenders were tangled up, pushing for better positioning, and the pocket was collapsing fast. In that split second, most quarterbacks would have rushed forced to throw, or even risked taking a brutal hit. But not Shedeur. He stayed cool, calm, and collected, as if the chaos around him didn't exist. Instead of scrambling for dear life, he noticed something the defense had overlooked. While everyone was focused on the tangled mess in the middle, his receiver was quietly slipping through the cracks, wide open on the far left. Without missing a beat, Shedeur scanned the field, locked in on his target, and with flawless timing, he delivered a dart that hit his receiver perfectly in stride, right on the money. There was no hesitation, no panic, just pure awareness and impeccable poise. Shedeur Sanders didn't just rely on his arm, he proved he has the footwork and poise to match. In the next rep, he found himself in a tight spot, with the pocket collapsing and defenders closing in from all directions. There was no clean space to make a throw, yet instead of forcing a bad pass or taking a sack, Shedeur did what many quarterbacks struggle with under pressure. He bought himself time, never losing his focus. With defenders closing in from all angles, Shedeur remained composed. Recognizing the pressure, he pivoted to his left in one smooth motion. It wasn't a panicked scramble. He wasn't just running for his life. He was moving with purpose, shifting his body to find a better angle to survey the field. But when it comes to Shedeur Sanders, Mary Kay Cabot wasn't sharing the highlights of his incredible play or giving him the recognition he deserves. Instead, she posted a video of Stefanski talking about Shedeur's ticket sales. No mention of his dominant throws, his poise under pressure, or his ability to break down defenses. Just an angle that distracts from the true narrative.
Keep that message between Shedeur and myself, but I will tell you, he knows this, and all of our rookies know this. They need to make sure that they're being safe, and that can be whether they're behind the wheel of a car or they're in and around town. They need to make really good decisions so that they're safe.
It's becoming increasingly clear that there are people out there trying to run an agenda against Shedeur. They're focusing on irrelevant distractions instead of showcasing the undeniable talent he's been putting on display. They're deliberately avoiding giving him the credit he's earned, trying to bury the truth of what he truly is, an elite quarterback who's already outshining the competition. The narrative they want to push is a skewed one, but the reality is simple. Shedeur Sanders is the real deal, and no amount of deflection or distraction can hide that. As we wrap up, it's impossible to ignore the undeniable truth. Shedeur Sanders has been nothing short of spectacular at training camp. From the first day to the second, he's been consistently showing why he's the future of the league. Whether it's his arm, his footwork, his poise under pressure, or his ability to break ankles and make defenders look foolish, Shedeur has done it all. Despite the distractions and attempts to downplay his talent, his performance speaks volumes. While others may try to shift the narrative or focus on irrelevant details, Shedeur's actions on the field tell the true story. He's not just participating in training camp, he's dominating it. And if this is any indication of what's to come, Shedeur Sanders is not just a rising star, he's already in a class of his own. No matter what the doubters say or what agenda they try to push, Shedeur's greatness is undeniable. He's proven himself, and with each passing session he's showing that he's ready to lead, ready to shine, and ready to make a real impact in the league. All eyes are on him, and it's clear why. Shedeur Sanders is here to stay. What do you think of Shedeur Sanders' performance so far? Do you believe he's truly the front runner for the starting spot? Or are there areas where he still needs to improve? How do you compare his footwork, decision-making, and poise under pressure to other QBs in the league? And what about those moments when he breaks defenders' ankles? Do you think that's a sign of his exceptional ability, or just a product of the training camp environment? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's talk about Shedeur Sanders and where you think he's headed.